Have you ever gone to bed thinking, if I don't wake up tomorrow, at least I don't have to pay the electricity bill? Welcome to elderhood, where sleep isn't just sleep. It's a nightly coin toss with the universe. Now don't panic. This isn't a funeral announcement, but it is a gentle, slightly sarcastic reminder that how you fall asleep says a lot about how you're living and how gracefully you might exit eventually. Buddhist monks call sleep the soft rehearsal for death. You lie, still breathe deeply. Release the day, and if you're lucky, you wake up wiser. If not, well, hopefully, you went out snoring like a peaceful old tiger. The good news? There are 9 places on your body. Yes, 9 that you can touch before bed to trick your nervous system into calm, unclench your aging muscles, and maybe even add years to your life. No pills, no apps, just hands breath and the ancient art of not being dead yet. So if you're tired of waking up, more tired or worse, not waking up at all, then keep watching. Because these aren't just tips for better sleep. They're survival instructions with a side of spiritual sass. Touch 1. The warm water ritual, a teacup for the reaper. Let's begin with the easiest medicine you'll never see in a pharmacy. Half a glass of warm water. Not ice water. Not forgot it on the counter room temp. Warm like the womb, or your grandkid's bathwater, or the feeling of peeing a little when you laugh. Now, some folks say this is about blood viscosity and stroke prevention, and they're not wrong. As we age, our blood gets clingy. It thickens like soup left out too long. Your heart tries to pump it, but it's like asking a 90-year-old to suck a milkshake through a straw. Warm water helps. It thins your blood just enough so your heart whispers, "Thank you," and your brain doesn't forget how to be a brain. But let's go deeper. In Zen monasteries, the evening tea ritual isn't just about sipping. It's about letting go. The monks sit, they breathe, they drink not to hydrate, but to symbolically release the day. Imagine your cup of warm water as a farewell to your regrets, your unfinished to-do list, and that argument you had in 1997 that you still replay in the shower. Just sip slowly about 15 minutes before bed. Make it sacred. Make it yours. Add ginger if you're feeling stiff, lemon if you need to forgive someone. Honey if it's you need to forgive and don't overdo it. You want to sleep deeply. Not sprint to the toilet at 3 a.m. like a monk on fire. This is the simplest ritual, a toast to your own aliveness. Because every night you sip warm water, you're not just hydrating, you're whispering to the universe, "Not tonight, I've still got tea to do." Touch 2, the lower back where resentment hibernates. Ah, yes, the lower back, that noble, overburdened pack mule of your entire life. It held you up through marriages, divorces, diaper changes, decades of office chairs, and 3,000 polite smiles you gave to people you never liked. And now it's quietly plotting your downfall every time you try to lie down without groaning. But here's a secret. Buddhist monks have known for centuries. Pain doesn't just live in muscles. It lives in memory and the lower back. That's where we store our unprocessed grief, suppressed guilt, and the slow ache of carrying too much for too long. So here's what you do. Before bed, sit comfortably. Bed floor prayer mat doesn't matter. Place your palms on your lower back, like you're comforting an old friend. Start rubbing slow, warm circles. Not to fix anything, but to acknowledge it. This isn't a massage. It's an apology to your spine for not listening sooner. A woman named Marlene, 78, told me she started doing this each night after her doctor said, "Your back pain is just aging." She told the doctor, "No, honey, it's 50 years of holding everything together while nobody noticed." Now her nightly ritual is a kind of prayer without words. She massages not just for pain relief, though it helps, but to mourn the woman she never got to be because she was always too busy being needed. Buddhist teachers say that the body carries karma. Your lower back? It's your ledger, so rub it gently. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. Forgive gravity, and when you feel that tiny release, like something untied itself inside you, that's not just circulation returning. That's you returning to yourself. Touch 3. Belly breathing fake. Death real calm. Let's talk about your breath. That thing you've been doing nonstop since birth, but probably haven't done right since the Nixon administration. Now most people over 60 breathe like they're being chased by invisible debt collectors. Shallow fast from the chest. Like panic wrapped in skin. But here's the cosmic joke. You don't even need to believe in Buddhism to understand this. Just try belly breathing. It's the art of dying gently without actually dying. Buddhist monks practice this every day. Why? Because deep belly breathing mimics death without drama. You lie down. You breathe slowly through the nose. The belly rises, not the chest like a wave moving inward. And with each exhale, you let go of your character in the movie, the mom, the veteran, the caregiver, the wounded, the worrier. You exhale them all. This isn't just sleep prep. It's ego hospice. Try this. Lie flat. One hand on your belly. Inhale through your nose like you're smelling soup. Let the belly rise like it still believes in you. Hold it for a beat. Not because it's fancy, but to remind yourself you're still in control. Exhale through the mouth like you're saying goodbye to the day, and maybe to a few grudges too. Repeat 10 times. A widower named Carl, 82, told me he started belly breathing to sleep better, but ended up crying for the first time in 20 years. He said, "I think I finally exhaled my wife's absence." This is why breath matters. It carries the grief, the healing, and the permission to rest. So tonight, don't just breathe. Disappear a little. Let the body breathe you instead. And if you're lucky when you wake up, you'll have less baggage to carry into tomorrow. Touch 4 feet, the forgotten grandchildren of your body. Let's be honest, your feet have every right to sue you. They've hauled you through 7 decades of grocery store lines, funerals, job interviews, and that one time you danced at your niece's wedding and regretted it for 3 weeks. And yet, you treat them like 2 retired strangers at the end of your body, ignored, ungrateful, wrapped in socks like shame. But in Eastern medicine, the soles of the feet are sacred. They're not just flesh, they're maps. And if you massage them before bed, even for just a few minutes, you don't just improve circulation, you apologize. Especially the Yongquan point. It's right in the center of your foot, where all your resentment and unspoken prayers gather to gossip. Try this. Sit down. Take one foot in your hand, like it's your own sleeping child. Rub in slow circles, firm but kind. Focus on the arch, the ball in the Yongquan point, like you're tuning a forgotten radio station. As you press, imagine releasing the day's weight, not just physical, but emotional. The biting comment you didn't reply to, the dishes you were too tired to do, that persistent sense of, am I still useful? A retired postman named Jerry told me, I used to think foot massage was woo-woo nonsense, but now I sleep better and dream less about biting people. You see, it's not just about sleep. It's about honoring what carried you when no one else did. And if your children don't massage your feet, that's okay. Touch them yourself. Because no one is too old to deserve tenderness. So tonight, before you close your eyes, close the loop. Touch your soles and let your soul thank you back. Touch 5 leg flutters. Shake off the dying bits. Now I know what you're thinking. Flutter my legs, what am I, a butterfly? Well, maybe, because at your age staying still for too long turns your blood into molasses and your legs into filing cabinets of regret. But listen, light leg flutters aren't just for people who wear yoga pants and talk about chakras at Whole Foods. They're for you, the wise, cranky, beautifully aging human who's tired of waking up with legs that feel like bricks borrowed from a crypt. In Buddhist monasteries, monks believe movement before sleep clears stagnant energy, the leftover thoughts, the worry sediment. Your legs, that's where fear and fatigue settle, especially if you haven't danced in 40 years and resent the neighbor's cat for being that agile. So here's what you do. Lie on your back. Lift your legs slightly, not like you're doing CrossFit, just enough to say, I still got it. Flutter gently. 20 times one leg at a time. Or both. No need to look graceful. This is not the Olympics, it's geriatric exorcism. A man named Don, 81, started doing this after his doctor said he had poor circulation. Don said, my legs were so numb, I thought they'd resigned. After a month, he swears he could feel his socks again. Even the bad ones. Leg flutters shake out the ghosts of the day. They tell your blood. Time to circulate, and your muscles. Time to unclench and bonus. If your feet are always cold, this will warm them up. Without sacrificing your dignity or putting on socks designed by NASA. So yes, flutter. Shake it off. Shake it loose. Shake off death just a little longer. Because the only thing worse than dying in your sleep is dying while still feeling stuck. Touch a 6. Belly massage. Evict the emotional bowel ghosts. You know what? No one tells you about aging. Constipation becomes a spiritual experience. It's not just your bowels that get stuck. It's your memories, emotions, grudges, and that one awkward conversation. From 1983, Buddhist monks say the belly is the seat of intuition and digestion of food and feelings. And when that center is blocked, nothing flows. Not your digestion, not your forgiveness, not your sleep. So before bed, try this. Lie down place, your hand on your belly, like you're introducing yourself for the first time. Gently massage in a clockwise motion. Not because it's fancy, but because that's how your intestines roll. This isn't about six-packs. It's about releasing the things that overstayed their welcome. Take Marcia, 76. She hadn't, shall we say, moved anything meaningful in days. Started nightly belly massages, and not only began having regular visits again. She also cried for the first time in years. She told me, turns out I was holding in more than dinner. That's the thing. The gut doesn't lie. It holds every word you wanted to say but didn't. Every time you said, I'm fine, when you weren't. Every bit of guilt and grief you swallowed because you didn't want to burden anyone. So yes, massage it, evict the tension, evict the emotional squatters who've been living rent-free in your intestines. And when you finally fall asleep, lighter in body and spirit, you'll realize something profound. Sometimes spiritual awakening begins with a good bowel movement. Touch 7. Massage the top of your head. Untangle the mind before it unravels. You. Let's take a moment to honor your crown, the top of your head. Not the imaginary one your ego thinks you still wear at family gatherings. This spot isn't just where your hair used to live. It's where your thoughts throw loud parties, where mental clutter gets tangled like holiday lights, and where your grandmother's voice still yells, put on a sweater when no one's around. In Buddhism, this area is considered a sacred gateway. The crown chakra, a pressure point, the rooftop of your soul, and massaging it before bed. That's not just self-care. That's spiritual plumbing. Try this. Use your fingertips to gently rub the top of your head in small circles. Start in the center, right where God might poke you if he needed your attention, and move outward. You'll feel something strange. It's not just nerves or blood flow. It's the quiet unraveling of thoughts you didn't know you were still holding. A retired professor named Bernard swears by it. He started doing nightly head massages after forgetting where he put his dentures for the third time in 1 week. He said, "My memory didn't just come back, it apologized." This is about more than sleep. It's about mental clarity, about calming the static of, "Oh, what if I forget who I am?" It's a gentle reminder. You are not your to-do list, your diagnosis, or your calendar of doctor appointments. Massage your crown. And imagine loosening the grip of every opinion, memory, and regret that thinks it owns you. Because some nights, the only thing between you and madness is a few circles on the scalp and the belief that peace is still possible. At 82, touch 8 ears, the forgotten gate to inner stillness. Let's talk about your ears. Yes, those flappy ornaments. No one's massaged since the Eisenhower administration. You might think they're just there to hold your glasses and pretend you're listening. But in Eastern medicine, the ears are mini-maps of your entire body. And in Buddhism, the ears are gateways to emptiness, the kind where peace, not forgetfulness, lives. Monks don't talk much. Know why? Because they spend more time listening to silence than arguing with their siblings about who gets the good china after mom dies. Now here's the part no one tells you. Massaging your ears before bed calms your nervous system, balances your heart rate, and tells your inner critic to shut up without needing medication. Try this. Rub your earlobes gently between your thumb and finger, like you're trying to wake up a sleepy thought. Then massage around the edges, top to bottom. Close your eyes and listen to nothing. It's like acupuncture without the needles. Silence without the awkward small talk. An elder I once met named Frances used to hear her late husband's voice in her head every night. Not in a sweet spiritual way, more like, "You left the back door open again." She started massaging her ears each night. One day she said, "I still hear him, but now it's quieter. And sometimes he's even nice." The ears hold everything we've been told. The insults, the rules, the noise. Touching them gently is like deleting old voicemails from the past. So tonight, give your ears some love. You don't need to hear everything anymore, just the quiet hum of your own survival. Because if sleep is the practice of dying peacefully, your ears deserve to be the last ones listening. Touch 9. Hands. Touch yourself like you still matter. Ah, the hands. The same hands that held babies, stirred soup, buried parents, signed checks, and smacked a few fools when necessary. And now they tremble a little. They ache. They sit quietly in your lap, wondering if anyone remembers what they've been through. Let's be clear. Your hands deserve a moment of worship, not for what they can still do, but for what they have already done. In Buddhist tradition, the gesture of gassho palms pressed together is a sacred act of humility and unity. It's not just prayer. It's a way of saying, "Thank you, body. Thank you, life, I still see you." So tonight before bed, try this. Hold your own hands. Really interlace your fingers like you would with someone you love. Then gently massage one palm with the other. Feel the bones, the veins, the little stories etched in wrinkles. Whisper to yourself, "I'm still here." I knew a woman named Edna, 84. No family left, mostly alone, except for a cat named Karma. She started ending her nights by holding her own hands. She said it felt stupid at first, but then I realized I've touched thousands of people. Maybe it's time I touch myself with the same kindness. That's the point. Touching your hands is a reminder that you're still someone worth holding. And if you ever feel invisible in this world, let your palms remind you. You made things. You healed things. You let go of things. And now, in this quiet, sacred moment before sleep, you are allowed to just be held, even if it's by you. So here we are, 9 simple places to touch before bed, and not one of them requires a copay, a prescription, or a smartphone app. Run by 24-year-olds in yoga pants. You've massaged your back, your belly, your scalp, your soles. You fluttered your legs, sipped warm water, held your own hand like it still mattered. And maybe, just maybe, you've remembered something. Your body isn't a burden. It's a living story. A prayer whispered through bones. Buddhism teaches us that death is not the enemy. Denial isn't sleep. It's a rehearsal for letting go every night, so that when the big goodbye finally comes, it feels more like coming home. Will these rituals make you live? To 100, maybe, but more importantly, they'll help you feel alive tonight. So before you turn off the light, ask yourself, have I touched my own life today? Have I thanked this body? This aging, aching, miraculous body for carrying me one more day? If so, good. Now sleep. Like someone who made peace with the past, massaged away the nonsense, and earned the right to snore like a holy elephant. And if you wake up tomorrow, touch the world again. It's still here. So, are you?